You wake up, and the world is moving without you. Another day wasted. Another day where your potential sits idle while distractions, excuses, and comfort take control. You scroll, you procrastinate, you lie to yourself, and at the end of the day, you feel that gnawing regret, that voice whispering, you could have done more, you should have done more. The truth is, you're not lazy, you're not broken, you're distracted. Your brain is wired for comfort, for safety, for small, easy rewards. That's why you stay stuck. That's why your dreams feel distant. But here's the thing. The brain that's keeping you small can be rewired, and it doesn't take luck, it doesn't take talent, it takes a system. A daily routine that pushes you beyond comfort, that forces growth, that transforms who you are, one habit at a time. Look in the mirror. This is your responsibility. Every hour you waste scrolling, every excuse you make, every comfort you choose instead of discipline, you're telling yourself, I'm okay being average. And deep down, you know that's a lie. You're not okay with it. You feel it, that restless tension in your chest, that gnawing sense that life is passing by while you sit still. That's your potential screaming for action, and it's time to listen. Success isn't some magic switch. It's not a gift. It's a process. It's brutal. It's uncomfortable, but it's consistent. Every day, the choices you make shape your brain, shape your habits, shape your identity. And that's where the power lies, in the daily grind that nobody sees, the small actions you repeat until they're not actions anymore. They're you. Start with your morning, before the world hits you with noise, before your mind fills with distraction. Take control. Wake up early. Move your body, not for vanity, not for Instagram. Move because your brain needs it. Movement floods your mind with clarity, with focus, with energy. Then step into stillness. 5 minutes of silence, of focus, of intention. This isn't meditation for peace. This is programming your brain to resist distraction, to resist laziness, to resist the pull of comfort that will try to hold you back all day. Then feed your brain the right fuel, not just food, but knowledge, challenges, and ideas that stretch you. Read, write, plan, push yourself to learn, to grow, to absorb what will make you better, faster, stronger. And here's the secret most people ignore. Do the hard things first, the tasks that make you want to quit, the challenges that make your heart race. Because every time you conquer discomfort, your brain rewires. Every time you choose action over comfort, you build resilience. You forge the version of yourself that refuses to settle. Consistency is where identity changes. The man who sleeps in, the man who scrolls, the man who chooses comfort, he is not you anymore. He is gone. He is replaced by a version of you that takes responsibility, that executes without waiting for motivation, that moves through fear, doubt, and hesitation because he knows that action rewires the brain, rewires the mind, rewires the soul. You will feel resistance. You will feel pain. Your body will fight you. Your mind will scream for old habits. That's normal. That's proof you're growing. Every time you step past it, every time you choose discipline over ease, you become unrecognizable. Not to the world, not yet, but to yourself. And that's the point. The world doesn't create legends. Discipline does. Repetition does. Small daily actions done with intent, done relentlessly, done without compromise, create transformation. Tonight, before you sleep, think about this. If you repeat this tomorrow, the day after, the week after, for months, the person who wakes up will be stronger, sharper, faster, mentally unstoppable. Every choice you make today either wires your brain for comfort, for mediocrity, or for success. You decide. So stop waiting, stop scrolling, stop hiding behind excuses. Stand up, move, read, learn, conquer, push, sweat, repeat. Rewire your brain, rewire your mind, Transform your identity, and don't just dream about being better. Become better, today, now. The routine isn't easy, it isn't comfortable, but it is yours. And if you follow it relentlessly, you will not recognize yourself in 6 months. You will look in the mirror and see someone you didn't know existed. Stronger, focused, disciplined, unstoppable. That's the power of daily action. That's the power of rewiring your brain for success. And it starts today.